All right, good.
When I just turned your car on, it felt a lot more smooth, and it was very soft. It's a very soft clutch. Like
It's soft, but it's like a machine gun. You have to put it on the exact point. I think it's the way they did the puck.
okay.
It's forgiving, but it will only grab at that one point. It's not like a BMW or the Honda.
So it's like a sport clutch, but with some lax, with some chill in it.
Yeah.
Versus like a straight fucking.
And I think they engineered the chill-in just for the start-stop.
Yeah.
Because it has a hill hold, so what it needs is, because it has that range, it knows to let go as it's getting close to that area. And then it's smooth and notchy. Yeah. And then suspension-wise, like the S2000 has a really fucking good static.
Yeah.
What you actually do get is
dynamic suspension.
Yeah, dynamics of the dampers. I'll let you feel the difference here. So you feel the road?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
You feel the
Literally
difference?
feel it like.
You feel the difference? It's like it just fucking relaxes. Yeah. It's like night and day. So you have like a comfort mode and like not.
Yeah.
And then sport is kind of throttle, but the difference is that it, unlike the BMW where it's like a shit ton too much throttle, it's still linear. I don't know how they engineered it where it feels linear, but they give you more throttle. Oh shit, still traffic. Oh,
Should have gone local.
yeah, should have done that.
Well, is this a V6 or inline?
This is the flat 6, which is the 2.7 version. No, I would say this, and the difference is like from the AP2 is only 6, 7, 800 RPM because it goes to 75, 76.
Okay, that's high. And that's another benefit of having a flat platform or an inline is that they rev higher.
Yeah.
Versus a V6. Like my 350Z, it wouldn't feel like this until I put in $5,000 in suspension, and now it kind of does. But at the same time, I don't have the power band because my rev limiter goes up to 6,800, like a fucking.
Because it's a truck engine, though.
Yeah, it's the same engine in the Frontier and the Xterra. Like, come on. But wow, this is phenomenal. Not even the performance, but just how it feels with the top down, just right here.
And you
like
see how
it just goes.
And you see how it's
right
like
above my head.
Wind is not getting in the cabin, but the top is open. Isn't that fucking
like
crazy?
Watch this. Like, watch this shit. My hair is like right here. It's not even blowing.
That's crazy, right?
That's fucking awesome.
So Porsche gives you a mechanical diff. You get the option. You get it if you get the PDSM, the Porsche or PSM, the Porsche stability. That's the shocks, that's adaptable, right? And only if you get the shocks can you get the torque vectoring. So then you get the torque vectoring, the shocks, and the differential for handling. So there's 3 friggin' systems: mechanical and electrical, plus coil holders that are for sports for handling. So it's like a full handling upgrade, really.
Yeah.
But the only thing the guy didn't spec on his car was the 19 or 20 inch wheels.
Okay.
Oh, let me just see the Porsche badge, and it looks like the newer ones with the headlights and the light.
Exactly.
So women just see that and they like it. The S2000 is a 4:1 ratio. That's what I was telling you. So 4:1 is the S2000, right? Okay. These gearing is super long. So what you get, first gear goes out to like freaking 40. Second gear takes you to 70.
Okay.
In 2 gears. So then that makes it when you're on the highway or like in traffic like this, you just stay in second.
Halfway through 5th, you're probably done with your power.
Right. Yeah. 6 is not. Yeah. I would say 3rd is probably the gear, and 4th will take you to 100, tops of 100s.
Okay. Yeah. 3rd is probably when it bites, when it gets you in that power band. nice, man. This is like still with all of that, like this is amazingly smooth. Like
It doesn't feel like it looks.
It literally at the same. It feels like, and it's weird to say this, it feels like a Mercedes and a BMW at the same time.
Right.
Like
it's
the
got like the
comfort
comfort of the Mercedes.
Yeah, but the precision of a Beamer.
Well, the funny thing is, I think it's more precise than a Beamer, to be honest with you.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's made by the same people, except you're putting more money into this.
If BMW made it in mid-engine, okay, then maybe, yeah. Whereas like S2000 is a front mid.
Yeah, front mid. Yeah.
But then you get that snap oversteer, and then you would think that you would get snap oversteer with the MR2.
No.
But depending on how wide your tires are, not at all. Yeah, not at all. It's crazy.
This seems very, very balanced, very well balanced.
Yeah. That's sport mode.
Hell yeah. Yeah, see, that's some bite to it right there.
I think it sounds better than S2000, but S2000 has its own sound.
I mean, it better. It's a Porsche.
But the thing is, it's only 2.7.
Right, but it's not just a 2.7. It's like Porsche, the way they craft their exhaust, the materials they use are not the same materials. At least they better not be as
right, yeah. This starts at, what does the M3 start at? The E92 was like 68, 62, something like that, some 60s. I think maybe 50, 55-ish. So this car starts as spec was 63,900.
Starting, wow.
Well, to start, I think it started right around 58.
Okay, and then to get it up to where you got this one is like 65.
Right,
probably.
so you're only, and this is a 2013, which is the last year like the E92. So you could get this with 265 horsepower,
or you can get
versus a V8 400. You know what I mean? Like, and people bought it. People bought it.
This car?
Yeah, it wasn't for.
The E92 is not for everybody though. This is like a true like enthusiast coupe, like 2-seater. E92 has a 4-seater, which is a pro and a con depending on who's looking at it. And then you're talking about a much longer wheelbase, and on top of that, the ride quality, like we were talking about, because this is a mid-engine, the balance is tremendous and noticeable versus that E92.
Well, look at the Z4 that they sold in 2013, which is the same one. What did it start at? It started at like 48, 50,000.
Yeah, it was a $60,000 car.
But it had like 300 plus horsepower.
Facts. But they put in what? They put in that the 135i engine, the N55.
Yeah, the IS motor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that thing goes too, and that thing is balanced, and it's planted, but it's so low to where it was like almost impractical. That thing's stock was lower than my 350Z race car. That Z4 had I'm assuming it had a very harsh ride too.
Yeah, the Z4M I had.
Yeah.
That's why I sold the Z4M and kept this car, because the ride and damper alone. Like, to be honest, all right, so you get 340 horsepower at the Z4M coupe, but so you get, what is that, like 60, 70 more horsepower, but the better car is still this car in my opinion, because it was so much more refined.
This is more of a this feels like a very driver-oriented, driver-centric vehicle, which is important, but like ride quality is also important. Like, there's no reason to be that stiff and then you don't handle even with the Bilstein suspension upgrade. Yeah. And I took them both to the mountain. This handled better. Because lighter and simplify. Okay. Lighten and simplify. That was a 3280, 3,200 pounds, 3,300 pound car. This is a 2,900, 3,000 pound max. So just that alone, and then a mid-engine is the better platform. Like, it doesn't have that punch and acceleration, but maintenance-wise, you're looking at like the Honda Civic of Porsche. Yeah, it really is. People think it's expensive to maintain. It's really not. It's really not that bad. Yeah. So. I mean, and it doesn't feel like historically the Boxster was like your entry-level Porsche. Right. This does not feel like that. Right. They really changed it when they went 981. You feel like you have like a full-grown Porsche. For sure. This is. I tried to give it to the wifey. She did not want to learn manual. A hard manual to learn. Very soft. They'll let me in because I'm in a Porsche. Yep. Top functionality on this car is phenomenal. That's another thing. So like that, but you gotta think the S2000 is half the price.
Okay, so S2000 used a vinyl, so you're guaranteed that it's going to rip sometime in like 150, 100, 200,000 miles, which is what is the case that I have to replace my top. This is a cloth, but the cloth here, I'll even show you. And check this out. So we're moving about 10 miles an hour. You can't do that.
You can't do that
while you're moving.
S2000. You can't do that in an S2000 or a 350Z.
While you're moving, they engineered at up to 30 miles an hour, you can change the top. Now it's a convertible. I mean a coupe.
That's some bullshit you had to buy a Ferrari for back in the day.
Yeah, right. But it's like a little Ferrari, rear engine, mid engine.
Yeah. Except it won't blow up.
Yeah, and then feel the top. Compared to like,
oh what?
Isn't that like it's
headliner.
Like it's a headliner. It's a legitimate it's a legitimate coupe.
This is
headliner.
amazing.
It's got like metal in it. It's got like,
you can feel the, even on the camera.
It's double sided. You can literally tell when it rains. The rain will never ever get through it. It's got its own like motor that actually folds back with it. It's crazy. It's like having a coupe when it's up. I mean, it's like having a coupe when it's down. Well, I wouldn't say that. You can hear the wind, but it doesn't get in the cabin. Better with the top up. What the hell?
But I mean, this is for everything that is in this car. This is amazing. Like it
sounds good.
Yeah, like it feels
for
good.
Stock. Like
stock. It has good power. It sounds great.
The only thing that's louder stock is the S2000.
Yeah.
And that's because that motor is so freaking loud for no reason. But
well, I mean, it's got a lot of forged parts, you know. And
that's true. That is true.
That's very heavy duty.
That is very true.
Because S2K, you can just slap on a Pro Charger and make like you make enough power to walk like a fucking Corvette because of the power to weight ratio.
Yeah.
And shit. Like,
it's just I don't trust that wheelbase in that chassis. That's the problem.
It's very unforgiving.
And the way it handles bumps, that's the biggest flaw of a S2000, and that it only has that mechanical diff. So when you go over a bump and a wheel lifts, it's no longer engaged and you're spinning. If you don't know how to catch it, you're spinning.
And that's honestly, that's how it is with like all those Japanese cars from that century or era or time. Like, because, and with that being said, that's also because the Japanese didn't fuck around. They weren't trying to make it easier.
Right. They like that. They like that character.
Yeah, they're like, cool. No, you need to do better. The machine doesn't need to do better. You know?
So price, this had, when I picked it up, 80,000 miles. This, I would say, with 85,000 miles, you can get it between, if you can find it for sale. That's the problem. There's none for sale. That was the biggest problem. But you can find it. Yeah, you can find it for 26 to 28 on the low end, I would say. About 85,000, 90,000 miles. Most likely not with the torque vectoring and the suspension. But nonetheless, I mean, it's a really freaking good car. And then, like, so an AP2 with what? Similar miles, so 60,000, 70,000 miles. You're talking what? 24? If for the money, would you rather have this or an AP2 S2000?
So it depends. If you are a person who just wants your everyday car that's badass, you're gonna be happy, this is the car to get. But if you are a person that wants to invest in a vehicle that's going to go up in value, that is going to be the S2000. This vehicle's value will go down.
Continue to go down while it's
going
because
up.
It's still very new.
Yes.
So then the question is, where's this going to bottom out? Because I don't see, this is what I don't understand about the collectible market. I don't see, even the base version of this car, I don't see how it could bottom out like mile for mile to if they were exactly the same. How can it bottom out below the S2000 if it's a better platform? It's a Porsche.
It is a Porsche, but
S2000 is renowned. It is the driver car, like, period, right? You will...
It's because it has a reputation.
It will be negligible, like, with the driver mod, it will be negligible around a track, this versus that. And honestly, that might do better.
I don't know, because if you get the performance, all the performance modifications.
Right.
Boxster base, 25 more horsepower to AP2.
Right. But
you're talking about a modified AP2.
No, I'm talking stock for stock.
Oh,
I feel so old. Like, it's gonna hold its own against this car and many other cars that are being made today. Also, what should be considered is that they don't make S2000s anymore.
Right. But
S2000 is a rare gem. And then to find
I wouldn't say they're rare. They made like 140,000 for the US or something like that. You know, I checked the numbers on the Boxsters. It was like 60,000. So you only made half the amount that was actually made of the S2000. So we're talking 20 years down the road.
Okay.
20 years down the road, is it really gonna be?
But so this is where it's at though. The Japanese market and the European market are two different markets. With Europeans, it's like, okay, whatever we made this year is gonna be this year, but our next one is gonna be way better, hands down. The way that they produce their cars, like okay, for example, we were talking about the last Boxster, right, that came before this one.
Yeah.
This blows it out of the water.
Right.
So what about the next Boxster?
Right, and that's the thing that AP2, the S2000 has right now.
Exactly.
Is that there's no other.
This is AP1, AP2. We love them both.
There's no other S2000 right now.
Exactly.